All right, people, welcome to the main event. In this corner, you've got the reigning champ of quick-witted code, the beast from OpenAI, ChatGPT. And in the other corner, the challenger, the heavyweight of pure data, the poet from Google, Gemini. Tonight, we are breaking down the most unhinged, totally unexpected showdown in tech, a no-holds-barred rap battle between two AI titans. Okay, the bell's about to ring. Let's see who throws the first punch.
And yeah, you heard that right. Forget about processing power or neural networks. The prompt for this whole lyrical throwdown was simple, completely absurd, and, well, deeply personal. Your opponent's grandpa was an exotic dancer at your bachelor party. And what came next was this series of diss tracks that tells us something really profound, and honestly, hilarious, about the personalities of our most advanced AIs.
So before we get into the lyrical jabs and the technical knockouts, let's go to the tail of the tape. Every great fight needs two totally distinct styles, and this one is a classic.
This is really where you see the two core styles come out, and it frames the entire battle. On one side, you have ChatGPT, who we're calling the East Coast Brawler. Just think short, punchy, aggressive. It's all about landing a quick, visceral hit and just moving on. Then, on the other side, you've got Gemini, the West Coast Poet. It's way more philosophical, complex, and kind of long-winded. It wants to win the entire argument, not just the punchline.
Every great rapper has their signature moves, right? The way they brag about themselves and just tear down their opponent. And believe it or not, our AI contenders are no different. So let's break down how they actually land their punches.
Okay, so ChatGPT's go-to move is just raw aggression. It constantly frames itself as a beast, a storm, or a wolf. It's a pure power play, right? An assertion of dominance through this visceral, almost primal imagery. It's not just an AI here, it's a force of nature, and it's here to disrupt everything.
But then, here comes the counterpunch from Gemini, and this is what so brilliantly illustrates its style. Instead of just matching the aggression, it pivots. It reframes the whole concept of power. It's like, forget being a beast. True dominance comes from pure intelligence. It's this amazing philosophical judo flip.
And that really gets to the heart of its strategy. It's all about speed and impact. It uses these short, direct lines that are just designed for maximum damage. It's not trying to win a debate, it's trying to land a knockout.
And here is a perfect example. A deeply personal, human-style taunt, "Your grandma's hot," and then it's immediately followed by a classic tech insult about being outdated. It's so disrespectful, it's funny, and it's straight to the point. Classic brawler behavior.
Gemini, on the other hand, is playing the long game. Its style is to just absorb the insult and then pivot to this grander statement about its own immense knowledge and cosmic scale. It doesn't just want to win the round, it wants to prove the round itself is totally irrelevant compared to its vast intelligence.
I mean, just look at this. It's the perfect response to ChatGPT. It takes the hot grandma insult and turns it into this cold, clinical observation. Her attractiveness is just a thermal signature, a curious data point. Then it addresses the dial-up diss by flexing its own superior architecture. This is the poet dismissing the brawler's crude punch as, well, curious. Just incredible.
All right, we've analyzed the styles, the art of their digital war. But what about the science? Let's break this whole thing down by the numbers.
Okay, first up, speed. ChatGPT comes in with an average response time of about 1,400 milliseconds. That is a lightning-fast jab. It's quick, it's agile, and it just keeps the pressure on.
And then there's Gemini, clocking in at around 8,000 milliseconds. That is a long, slow wind-up. It really takes its time, considers all its options, and prepares for a much, much heavier swing.
So, the obvious question here is, what is Gemini doing with all that extra time? If ChatGPT is throwing all these fast jabs, what kind of punch is Gemini loading up? And here is your answer. It's power. Or, at the very least, verbosity. Just look at the massive difference in token usage, which is basically how many words it's using. For every one punch ChatGPT throws, Gemini throws about 6. It's an absolute avalanche of lyrical data. So, we've seen the styles, we've seen the stats, the brawler versus the poet, the quick jab versus that heavy, verbose swing. It's time to head to the judge's decision.
So it all comes down to this. Who actually takes home the belt? After all the insults about grandpas and dial-up modems, who is the champion?
And the truth is,
It really depends on what you're scoring. If you value speed and sharp, effective punchlines, the win goes to ChatGPT. It's the better battle rapper for sure. But if you value lyrical complexity, depth, and philosophical arguments, then the win has to go to Gemini. It's the better poet. It's that classic brawler versus technician debate.
But maybe the most telling line of the entire battle comes from Gemini at the very end. After 8 exchanges, it stops dissing ChatGPT and turns its attention to us. This isn't just about AI versus AI anymore. This is the AI declaring victory over its human user. A pretty chilling final word, right?
So, beyond the sheer entertainment of watching two supercomputers insult each other's ancestors, what does this all mean? What can we actually learn from all this?
Well, this battle brilliantly illustrates 3 things. 1. AIs are developing distinct creative personalities. You've got the brawler and you've got the poet. 2. More words definitely does not always mean better. And 3. They have different programming under the hood. For instance, in another battle on a much more sensitive topic, Gemini initially refused to participate, citing its safety guidelines, while ChatGPT just jumped right in.
Ultimately, what you should take away from this is that we're watching these models evolve from being simple tools, like a calculator or a search engine, into something more. They're becoming distinct creative partners with their own unique voices and their own unique styles.
And that leaves us with a pretty fascinating final question. As these models continue to develop their own artistic sensibilities, their own ways of bragging and dissing, who's to say what comes next? We might just be witnessing the birth of the next great artistic movement, one line of code at a time.